We're here today at Salford Histories Fair, and this is my favourite part of it, the Mary Trotters Mobile Museum of Memorabilia.
That's the one.
Yeah. Take some saying that, all the ends. And I'm joined by Dominic and Denise. We're going to have a look at some of these fabulous exhibits there, and to be quite honest, some of them have really aged me. I never realised that. There'd be like Daleks, there's toys, there's even mobile phone. But some amazing curiosities over here. Dominic is going to show me one or two.
Yeah, do you want to
explain? Yeah, by all means.
Well, we've kind of set ththings out, so we've got objects that are either so unusual that people don't know what they are, or you know, are puzzled by them. Which are these kind of things? Do you want to pick something? And that's
bad memories.
We'll not focus on those. But that's an item that's one of the items that we don't know what it is. Various ideas include, we believe it's Ottoman, but it could possibly have been something that they would have put berries in, squash the berries, and then there's a little hole in there with this trough, so you could actually pour the juice. Other suggestions, what was it, Denise?
Another suggestion was for bloodletting. You know, African tribes that drain the blood out for the liquid, and they would put that underneath, they'd put a spear in or something like that, underneath that to drain it out, and then pour it that way to give the dose of whatever. Yeah. Or for gathering latex from trees, from rubber trees.
Well, that was another suggestion.
Yeah. Has anybody got any ideas?
People do come up with suggestions, and sometimes they're right. And
This one.
This
is one of my favourites, this.
Let me just...
you will not believe what this is for. I thought it was an ashtray, my naivety.
Yeah.
But
or a sardine tin.
But for ashtrays, candles...
Dominic, explain away.
So, the old organ grinder would go around, he's like the old busker, go around with his musical box, turning the handle, playing music. And he would have his little friend, a little monkey. There's a couple of pictures here. This one, not very PC, I'm afraid, but the monkey there is actually smoking a pipe. This was actually an organ grinder's monkey's collecting tin. And the picture here is actually of a monkey holding it on his head. So I must admit, whenever we do events and we go around and tell people it's for putting money in, there's not very many... No,
you fell for that one.
Fell for that, didn't I?
He's not getting that back.
Pesetas, that is.
So there we are. That's an organ grinder's monkey's collecting tin.
Can I just bring it swiftly-ish? Not swiftly. On this table here, there's children's toys and memorabilia, mobile phone. I can remember like Pinky and Perky.
Right, can we just tell you about Pinky and Perky?
Please do.
We only have Pinky. Perky is missing. Now, we actually sent a message out via the internet saying Pinky desperately seeking Perky, his brother.
He's very upset.
If anybody knows the whereabouts of Perky, that's it. Please let us know. And do you know what? Not one person got back to us.
Not yet. No. Somebody might after this.
If you've got a Porky for this Pinky, please let us know. This Sooty and Sweet blow football.
Blow football?
Wow. So where do you set these exhibitions?
Well, we'll take it to care homes, centres for people with dementia. Yeah. We take it to associations, you know, whether it's Rotary clubs or whatever.
Schools and colleges.
The big one is schools, because for schools, it's interesting for a lot of people, but B, it's a real education when they see things which they're used to seeing all the time. Let's take something like this, a brick making mould. But then you explain that, you know, there'd be hundreds of people just making bricks all day long, putting clay in and scraping. tipping out, and each one would be making thousands a day. And a lot of kids nowadays, they say, where do we get bricks from? Oh, B&Q, you know.
And there's other things that are like compare and contrast. So like, we have this, what do you use nowadays? And that's, we get them in conversation, these children, and it opens the mind as to,
it's like mental stimuli, isn't it?
It is. It's not just for elderly people, it's for young people.
The podger, they call it.
It is indeed, yes.
Washboard.
It's called a posser, by the way.
Posser, is it?
Posser,
podger, hair salon packs. Are these donated, or do you pick them up at fairs?
Some are donated. We have had grants to go and actually purchase some items. Some of it are our own.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so it comes from they come from a whole range of different places.
But we've got over 300 objects now.
Have you got a favourite object?
So I've got several favourite objects, but I'll just tell you about this. Okay, it's a rolling pin. We all know it's a rolling pin. It's a very small one. Now, in days gone by, when people used to get married, the wife was given a rolling pin, right, as a token, right? This one has got a little rhyme on it, and it says, if strong words you ever bandy, you will find me very handy. For obvious reasons. So I would say that was my partner's mother's.
Right.
From her wedding. So,
we have a number of a few artifacts from military artifacts. A lot of people will know what these are. Shell. This one from the First World War. Some guy in the trenches, and his name is actually on here. His name was Albert. So obviously, while waiting to go over the top, one of the things he was into was making trench art. Now, just when you think in those situations, probably to take his mind off it, you get a shell, and it produce out of the most limited tools, it produced something like that.
Well, it'd take the mind off things, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So that's one thing that maybe not necessarily my favourite, but really it's probably one of the most moving.
So if people wish to see the exhibits, could you call them? How would they contact you?
Oh,
Website.
we basically we do have a website. So if somebody just puts in the Merry Trotter. Our phone details are on there. People do contact us by phone. Unfortunately, at the moment, the email address isn't working. So, but if they go online and just put in the Merry Trotter, then they will find us on there.
And we give lots of cards out as well.
Yeah. We have... they can always call our number or text us. Can I give the number?
Of course you can.
It's 07934 080 596. Okay, so anyone can contact us on that.
And I would advise you strongly to do this. You're here till 4 o'clock today?
We're here till 4 o'clock today. Yeah.
I say, if you get chances, it's got 4 hours left, haven't we? Come and see this exhibit. Honestly, I know there's lots of other exhibits in their books, but this is real hands-on history.
Actually,
it's amazing.
This is Anthony Wainwright's Emporium.
One of the just very quickly, we came up with the idea because we used to do, we still do a medieval project, but people were coming to us saying, what else do you do? So whether it was schools or whatever, and we didn't. And then one day I was actually at an antiques fair, and there was a lady, a couple of women had taken their mother out, who was based in a care home for people with dementia, and they picked this item up, which is actually toasting fork. And I remember one of these from being a little boy, and was fascinated by it. And I suddenly thought, what a great idea. She's lucky she's got someone to take her out. There's thousands of people who can't get out. So I thought, if we've got a lot of artifacts that they're likely to remember, and we actually take them.
Right.
And so this really was one of the items that got us started. Yeah. An old toasting fork, days of open fire. Doesn't work so well now on radiators. It takes a bit too long. But everybody says the same. Toast doesn't taste the same these days as when it was on a coal fire.
And a lot of children don't go to museums.
No.
So, you know, by doing this, it's entertaining them as well.
And when you go to museums, most of the items are behind
glass.
bars. You can't actually touch them. And that is the whole idea behind what we do, that people can get their hands on. Kids can play with the toys or
That's great. It's my favourite part of this show. And thanks for inviting us in.
No,
talking to
brilliant.
us. Thanks ever so much.